things that I don't like about Donald Trump. Right now, he's doing too much. Salute to all my moderators. Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Make sure everybody on the replay gang tap in to this demonstration and let me know y'all thoughts on this demonstration. Now, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I've never voted before. I'm not against Trump. I'm not for Trump. 70% of the things that Trump says and does, I agree with. 30% of what Trump says and does, I disagree with. What's going on now and what's going on, I'm going to say probably for, I'll say the last month, I'm just not, too much in agreement with Trump. Let me be more specific. I don't like that Trump is going after Obama, right? Now, I never said that Obama, or I never said that I don't believe that Obama has done what he's being accused of. I've never said that. What I'm saying is Trump going after Obama. Some things is just not meant for a president to be worried about. You know what I mean? It's like on our job. Let's say we on a 9 to 5 and we working. And let's say it's a problem in the lunchroom with everybody. A situation going on in the lunchroom. Why would the president of this corporation stoop as low as to come and address these problems that is going on in the lunch cafeteria? That's for the supervisors. The president shouldn't be involved in what's going on in the cafeteria. So I just feel like this thing with Obama, I feel like Trump should not be worried about that. All right? I see the chat. I will entertain the chat in a minute. Now, let's jump to the Jeffrey Epstein files. Now, see, this is what I mean by Trump is doing too much. Now, he's focusing on airing out Obama's dirt. He's focused on airing out other people's dirt, but he got dirt as well. He's trying to drag skeletons out of Obama's closet and other closets when he got skeletons in his own closet. Now, and that's a good thing, in my opinion, that he got the files for Martin Luther King to be open. I think that's a good thing. Him having the files for JFK, Malcolm X, and others. Well, now we see what's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein files. But he don't want those files to be open. Why? Because allegedly he's all in those files. Leslie says exactly, Shank, he needs to be concerned about where this country is going. And that's pretty much where I'm at. Salute to the chat. Now, it says, Trump claims someone may have forged his signature on the birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein. Come on, Trump. See, this is what happens when you do too much. You know what I mean? You got to remember, a lot of people is not happy with Trump that he got 34 felonies on his record and ain't spent not one day behind bars, except when they took him in and processed him, right? So now it has come to find out that Trump's name is all over those Jeffrey Epstein files, right? Something came out a few hours ago. Jeffrey was at one of Trump's marriage. Gigi says, unfortunately, he won't spend no time in jail. So come to find out that Jeffrey attended one of Trump's weddings. Now, this is Trump saying the Trump claims someone may have forged his signature on a birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein. Come on, Trump. The president filed a lawsuit. He filed a lawsuit claiming his reported birthday note to Epstein is fake and non-existent. Now he says someone else might have signed it. So allegedly he went from saying that it was never a letter, it was never anything of that in existence, to now he's claiming somebody may have forged, and he filing a lawsuit. Salute Michelle. Venetia says Trump is a kid in an adult body still playing games. And that's just where I'm at, everybody. It's like, dude, you too old to be acting like a little kid. Real talk. And y'all know I give Trump the benefit of the doubt 70% of the times. But lately, I'm disappointed in him. I am. Salute, Cotan. Gigi says he is a big liar. He's all up and down the files. They are on the dark web. I see you, Stephanie. Glad that Stephanie pulled up. Carla says the toddler. Now it says President Donald Trump has at this point provided several implausible excuses for a slate of reports concerning his former friendship with convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein. Today, Trump threw out a new rationale for a Wall Street Journal report alleging he wrote a raunchy birthday letter to Epstein in 2003. Someone forged his signature. How many of y'all think that Trump is lying? Drop a 1. I know the chat will be filled with ones. It says, speaking today to reporters outside the White House, Trump was asked if he maintained that he didn't write the supposed letter, which was reportedly featured in a book of similar congratulatory notes given to Epstein by his friends for his 50th birthday. I don't even know what they're talking about, the president said. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that happens a lot. According to the Journal report last week, Trump's salacious letter to Epstein featured a poem about how we have certain things in common. The letter reportedly referred to Epstein as a pal and added, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." See, this is why I say Trump is doing too much. You know, salute, thankful. I see you. Stephanie says, that crazy man don't do nothing but lie. I see you, Catherine. Stephanie says he is going to pardon that woman. I see you, Kippy. Salute, Drea. Michelle. See, it's the back and forth. You are the president of the United States of America. United States of America, allegedly, I always got to use the word allegedly. United States of America, allegedly, is the most powerful country in the world, right? The whole world is tuned in to what goes on in the United States of America. Everybody feeds. Everybody's bloodline is tapped into the United States of America. You happen to be the president. They say the seat at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. is the most powerful seat on the planet Earth. And you're sitting up there playing these little high school games. Let it go. Let it go. I'm not happy at all with how Trump is moving now. I'm not. Trump has notably already filed a lawsuit against the Journal and its reporters, claiming that the letter doesn't even exist, calling it fake and non-existent. A lawyer representing Epstein's victims asserted Wednesday that Epstein estate has in its possession a copy of the book of birthday notes sent to the disgraced financier, arguing that Congress could subpoena it. Trump pivoted to complaining about a doja produced by Democrats. Everything's fake with that administration, Trump said, presumably referring to the Obama administration and the so-called Still Doja, a controversial compilation of unverified gossip about Trump and Russia put together in 2016. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found out about the Doja. Everything is fake. Now see, and I stand on this, I never liked it, the fact that Trump was always trying to take down, he was always trying to discredit any and everything that Obama established. If Obama's signature was on it, if Obama spoke it out of his mouth, I see you not on my watch, Donald Trump was always shooting it down. I see you, Thomas C., Miss Parker. I see y'all down there in the chat. Prima Donna. I see you, Prima Donna. So, and let me just make it clear. I still support 70% of things that come with Donald Trump. Now, check the temperature, because I see some of y'all down there, and y'all think y'all going to come for me in this demonstration. Check the temperature now. I still support 70% of the things that come with Trump. However, 30%, and y'all know, I always said I disagree with 30% of the things that come with Trump. And this just happens to be some of the 30%. I just think he's doing too much. And by him doing too much, it's putting the heat on him. It's like O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson beat 2 red rum charges. O.J. Simpson, may his soul rest in peace, and I'm not mocking him. I'm just, speaking on it. O.J. Simpson, instead of getting somewhere out of sight, off the radar, O.J. Simpson was worrying about baseball cards and other miscellaneous items that was up in that hotel room. It's like, yo, sometimes you just gotta take a L, because all L's ain't a loss. Some L's are lessons. Gigi says he is doing too much too soon. He hasn't been there 1 year and he got this country a hot mess. Every day, I ain't lying, every day is something new with Donald Trump. So you can't even keep up with it. You get ready to come live and you thinking, like right now, what I just brought to y'all, it's probably something new out there already. You can't keep up with Donald Trump and his shenanigans. It says, in the same press gaggle, Trump complained that members of the media should focus more on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard, Bill Clinton, and others were close friends with Epstein during his time as a staple in the New York City social scene. I had nothing to do with the guy, Trump added. Trump, of course, knew Epstein well. Besides, reportedly writing a birthday card to Epstein, Trump was regularly photographed with him and his social elite partner, convicted sex trafficker. I can't pronounce the word. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell. So they were all running partners. Gigi says, yes, Shank, and it's not stuff that helps the people at all. It's really not. Get to business. Stick to what's going on. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. Trump infamously said in 2002, he's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life. According to a Thursday report from the New York Times, Epstein's birthday card wasn't the only time Trump memorialized his admiration for Epstein in writing. All of this because Trump wouldn't just sit down. Salute, Angel. Vanidia says, I guess the pictures with them together, let him tell it is fake. Exactly. See, you get yourself into all kind of ish when you do too much. And I just have a quick announcement. We do have a goal to reach on this demonstration. The goal is 15 super stickers or super chats. If you would like to help us reach our goal of 15 super stickers or super chats, click on the $ symbol and purchase a super sticker or a super chat. Stephanie says he also pled the fifth on some other questions in the interrogation. And that's facts. And I always said it, and I'll say it again. Why haven't Trump spent a day behind bars for the felony convictions? I believe it's 34 convictions. Says, Jeff, you are the greatest. Trump wrote in a note inscribed in a copy of his book, The Art of the Comeback. I see you not on my watch. Not on my watch says 34. Come on and let me have it, not on my watch. Let me have it. Let me see what else is trending. Because like I said, every time you turn around, something new about Trump comes out. And you be like, God damn, I thought I heard it all. I thought I knew it all about Trump. Nah. So what is Shankrok saying? Trump is doing too much. No president of any corporation should be playing high school games, trying to uncover the dirt on other people. Man, especially when you know you got dirt on you. What they say, don't throw rocks if you live in a glass house. You know your ish ain't all the way together. Get out the way. Salute, Tammy. All right. Appreciate that super sticker, Michelle. Appreciate that super sticker, Michelle. Not on my watch says you should be dragging President Trump for these dangerous plays he's running. Stephanie says it's because people bigger than him is guilty of the same or even more crimes. Gigi says, yes, glass house. Let me see. All right. Now, this is something new. It says, third court blocks Trump birthright citizenship order nationwide after Supreme Court decision. Now, I got to slide in and say, when it comes to the birthright citizenship, I'm on Trump's side with that, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Appreciate that super sticker, Leslie. And I'm going to tell you why I'm on Trump's side with the birthright citizenship order. Because that birthright citizenship order, that was put in place, that was put on the books for former slaves' descendants. That's what it was put on. And that's not the only thing that was put on the books for the former slaves and their descendants. There are a lot that was put on the books for us, descendants of former slaves. However, because Claus and loopholes in the system, others have been able to come to this country and benefit off of those things that were put on the books for former slaves and their descendants. So I do agree with Trump. I do agree with him when it comes to the birthright citizenship. Drop a 3. Drop a 3 if y'all agree with Trump when it comes to the birthright citizenship. Drop a 3 if y'all agree. Gigi says, I'm on Trump's side too if it applies to all. It says, a third court ruled Friday that President Trump's birthright citizenship executive order cannot go into effect across the country. Following the Supreme Court's decision last month, clawing back nationwide injunctions, U.S. District Judge Leo Sorokin, an appointee of former President Obama, found that the nationwide injunction he granted to more than a dozen states remained in effect because no workable, narrow alternative would provide the plaintiffs full relief, an exception laid out in the Supreme Court's ruling. Okay, I see some 3s. Salute, Jacqueline. Tammy says, if it applies to slaves and descendants, I agree. Jacqueline threw up a 4. I do not agree with him. Stephanie says, it's just the way it's being done. The deportation, and it's a decent way to do anything. Kippy dropped the 3 if it on our side. And see, this is what I'm saying by Trump doing so much, by him always acting a character. It takes away, and it does. And this is for the Trump supporters. It does take away from the good that Trump may have done. His character says it all. I'm just keeping it 100, y'all. I'm keeping it 100. And I done a demonstration a few months ago, and I asked Trump supporters about his character. Should his character be held against him? And 9 out of 10 of them, I believe all of them, said that I'm not concerned about his character as long as he get the job done right. Now, if it was Obama, if it was a man of melanated that was in there and cutting a fool, would y'all Trump supporters feel the same way? Would y'all still say to Shank-Rock, it don't matter the character? I'm sure. And I gotta call a spade. Obama, a lot of things that they came for Obama about was strictly because of Obama was melanated. If Obama was Caucasian, they wouldn't have came for Obama with the things that they came for him on. Gigi says his character stands in the way of some of his decisions. And I'm a man that's big on character. You know, it's a time. Don't get me wrong. It's a time. Y'all know, it's a time over here. I cut a fool. We laugh, we joke, but then y'all know certain situations I can't play with. And that's all I'm saying with Trump. It's like, yo, stop acting like a little kid. That's what I'm saying. It says, despite the defendant's chosen path, the court, aided substantially by the plaintiff's meticulous, I know I messed that word up, but it's spelled METICULOUS, factual and legal submissions, undertook the review required of it by CASA, and considered anew whether its original order swept too broadly. Sorokin wrote in a 23-page opinion referencing the High Court decision. After careful consideration of the law and the facts, the court answers that question in the negative. He said, Sorokin's decision follows rulings by another district court in an appellate panel of judges that also allowed blocks on Trump's order to remain in place for the states. Man, and I can't pronounce it, Barry, 6 feet deep. Like about how he respects women. His character stands. Jacqueline says, Stephanie, I agree. There are ways for people to become citizens through the correct legal system. However, he's so bent on grabbing immigrants without giving them their due process by law. Gigi says, Matikalish. I hope I pronounced it right. Appreciate that, Gigi. It says, so they block the citizenship birthright order. It says the president's directive would deny citizenship to children born in the country who don't have at least one parent with permanent legal status. Each court to weigh in on the legality of the order has so far deemed it unconstitutional. But in June, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 to curtail the ability of federal judges to issue nationwide injunctions, which allow relief for anyone in the country as opposed to only the parties suing. Still, in that decision, the justice preserved some pathways for nationwide relief. They said that individuals can file class action lawsuits and states may receive nationwide injunctions if necessary for complete relief. Now, I'm just going to tap into it briefly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. When it comes to immigrants coming to the United States of America, for all the immigrants out there, okay, I do believe that anyone from another country should be able to come to the United States of America, work, become law-abiding citizens, provide for their family, and I do believe that they should have the same tools, right, that is put forth for Americans. However, now this is when the clause and the loopholes take place. You can't come to the country illegal. You can't come to the country illegal and expect any benefits that is given to American citizens. That's one. Okay? That's one. If you are from another country and you come here, follow the necessary process to become a legal citizen. And here's why. I couldn't go to any of your countries. None of those countries would allow me, and no other American could come to those countries and receive the benefits that the citizens of that country receive. So that's one when it comes to the immigrants. Do it the right way. If you don't do it the right way and expect benefits and expect to be treated as a citizen, then it's a slap in the face to all those immigrants that came here and did do it the right way. There are a lot of folks that came from other countries and did it the right way. They are now American citizens. Second, a lot of benefits that all immigrants receive, even the legal immigrants, a lot of those benefits, a lot of those that you all benefit off of is from the civil rights era. It's from the civil rights movement. Now, I need all immigrants to really pay attention because Black Americans will get skipped over when it comes to housing, when it comes to education, when it comes to banking. Black Americans will get discriminated against we will get skipped over. Then the immigrants will not get discriminated on, and the immigrants will receive bank loans, yes or no. The immigrants will receive education, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, the immigrants, y'all have to understand why y'all receive it. Y'all got to understand why y'all receive it. Y'all not receiving things that Black Americans don't receive because the government likes y'all. No, that's not why it is. They're not giving y'all these benefits because y'all skin complexion is closer to Caucasians than it is ours. That's not why y'all receiving them. They're giving y'all the benefits to play y'all against us. It's a chess match. It's a chess match. A lot of Caucasians understands it. A lot of Republicans, more Republicans understand what I just said than Democrats. I got to call a spade a spade. And if you ask to a Republican that's Caucasian, they'll repeat the same thing that I repeated. They will. So now you got the immigrants thinking that Black Americans are lazy. Hell to the no. See? Those jobs that the immigrants take. Ask yourself this. Why do Black Americans get labeled lazy for them jobs that we don't take? White Americans don't get laid. Y'all do know white Americans turn down those same jobs, right? But why do Black Americans get labeled as lazy for not wanting to work the jobs that the immigrants work? Nothing is said about white American. And I'll say it again. Now, the immigrants, they're going to show up at those jobs. Sun up, they there, working their asses off. I mean, really getting it in, really doing the work. But you got to remember, when the immigrants receive that minimum wage paycheck at the end of the week, the immigrants is going to send that minimum wage paycheck back to their third world country, where that minimum wage paycheck is going to triple. I hope y'all are catching on to this chess match that is being played. We all are pawns. We all are pawns. And I got news for the Caucasians. Some of y'all are realizing that y'all have been played too. We all are played. We separated. We're Republicans over here, Democrats over there. Last time I checked, all my political scholars help me out. The Republicans and the Democrats belong to the same bird, just different branches, right? So they keep us divided from politics. They keep us divided in religion. They keep the American people divided all the way around the monopoly board. Now here come the immigrants. Now the immigrants, they're only going by what they see. Most immigrants are only going by what they grandparents and older generations told them. Check TikTok, check Instagram. Do y'all realize because of ICE going after the Latinos and other immigrants from those third world countries, do y'all realize now those immigrants see Black Americans from a different perspective now? Now they're saying, damn, all this time we've been criticizing Black Americans. All this time we've been believing that Black Americans have been making up being racially profiled, right? Now, the things that Black Americans have experienced in this country since the night that the country was established 400 plus years, we've been experiencing what the immigrants have just experienced in a few months. But now they are seeing it and they're calling a spade a spade. They see it for what it is. Damn. And now they want to apologize to us. I don't have a problem with them apologizing to me. I don't have a problem with them because they just didn't know. And they'll tell you, the immigrants will tell you, the Latinos and the Mexicans and the ones, them third world, they'll tell you that's how they were taught by their parents, their grandparents, their great grandparents, and so on and so on. So it just got passed it down. When you go to America, stay away from the black Americans. Everybody, all immigrants from other countries, before they come here, they are told to stay away from black Americans. And then when those immigrants actually get here and get around black Americans, some of them still hold on to the beliefs of the people in them third world countries. Some of them bring it here. But a lot of those immigrants see it for what it is. A lot of them say, no, that's racism. That's a form of racism. All right. Back to the man of the hour, Donald Trump. I can't pronounce your name, but he says, I agree. He says, I was told this when I was there. I see you, Tim Mill. So let me put this out there. Let me answer this first. Who is going to pick your veg or roof your house? We can do it. See, this is what immigrants, and you may have just came in, but I gotta stress this. I gotta stress this to the whole world that's watching. Understand this. All right? Before the immigrants, before you got to this country, y'all didn't build the United States of America. Black Americans built the United States of America. You understand what I'm saying? We were the carpenters. We were the plumbers. We built this country. Why do you think they enslaved us? So don't get it twisted. See, y'all keep thinking that black Americans is lazy. And that's only because that's what the media promotes. Ask yourself, God damn, why do the media only promote negativity when it comes to black Americans? Let me give y'all a brief history and then I got to move on. Hip hop. Do y'all realize that in the 80s, it used to be a thing called conscious rap? See, I keep telling y'all, stop thinking that the internet is the beginning of time. The things that y'all hear on the internet, it been here. Stop thinking that now that y'all are getting this knowledge on the internet, that somebody dug up a rock and discovered it. It was a time when hip hop had conscious rap. It was a time when the rappers talked knowledge. It was a time when females was not in videos shaking their asses. It was a time. It was a time when females rapped about positive stuff. Somebody saw those images and somebody said, we got to disrupt this energy. We got to disrupt the image. And then gangster rap came along. I don't believe that gangster rap, as far as what we was brought to us by West Coast rappers, I don't believe that that's what messed up hip hop, because remember what NWA and them, what Ice Cube and them was talking about, Cool G Rap was already talking about that. MC Shan, KRS-One. So rappers was already talking about the street life before NWA came along. But some folks saw, if we keep allowing this conscious rap to promote these positive images to this black community, eventually, the whole world will be on this conscious rap. It was a time when we took care of our communities. But it's a reason why today our community is in the condition that it's in. And I got news for you. It's not because of black Americans. We are not the ones that's pulling the strings. We're not. We're not. I suggest you, if you don't believe Shank Rock, go on TikTok. Go on TikTok. And I promise you, you'll see 60% of white men and women dropping the same knowledge that I'm dropping. I get it. I get it. It's hard to take information from a black man. I get it. Because, let's be honest, black men are only supposed to play basketball, play football, rap, and kill each other. That's it. So when a black man come forward and start dropping knowledge, he lying, don't believe him. Go on TikTok, and I promise you, you're going to see 60% of white men and women dropping the same knowledge that I'm dropping. They're going to tell y'all, immigrants and everybody else, they're going to tell y'all, black Americans are the ones that built this country. Stop thinking for y'all immigrants. Stop walking around with y'all chests on swole. Stop thinking y'all the shit. Stop thinking y'all the shit. Y'all are the modern day slaves. And y'all don't even know it. Y'all don't even know that as immigrants, y'all are the modern day slaves. But back to what I was saying, when it comes to Donald Trump, he's doing too much. I disagree with it. I disagree with it. Nah, you not blocked, Shauna. You not blocked. I don't block nobody over here. So Shauna says, do you know who Gypsy Rose Blanchard is? I don't block nobody over here, y'all. I don't block. But with Trump doing too much, you know, like I said, going after Obama. Now, if Obama is guilty, you know, then, hey, it is what it is. But it's just, in my opinion, I don't think President of the United States of America should be worried about what another president done. And I know y'all gonna say, but Shank, Obama tried to sabotage Trump's election. I know. But see, with Trump going after Obama, it makes it look like the only reason why Trump is going after Obama to throw the attention off of him. The only reason why Trump is going after Obama is a distraction. I'm going to take some comments and then we're going to get out of here, y'all. Gigi says, yes, we know who she is. Gigi says, DM Shank for questions. Latasha says, what about Trump's classified documents case? Be more specific, Latasha, and that's because I'm already all over the place anyway. So if you could be more specific, Gigi, Shauna said, hey, I need your advice. If you need to get in touch with Shank, if you need to get in touch with me, DM me on Instagram. My DM is Shank Rock. So if anybody needs to get in touch with me off of YouTube, DM me on Instagram, Shank Rock. Prima Donna says timing is everything. Gigi says facts, deflection. And that's just the energy that he gives off. Now, for me, when it comes to Trump, like the tariffs, at one time I was against the tariffs. But I'm starting to see, okay, I get that. But when it comes to business, my opinion, I think Trump is a hell of a businessman. And as I said before, America is a corporation. So when it comes down to Trump handling business, as far as for the country, that's where the 70% of me agree with Trump. When it comes down to him handling business pertaining to the United States of America, that's where I'm with Trump with. Appreciate this super chat, Tanya. Tanya says, great demonstration, Shank Rock. Working, but I'm in the bushes. Educate them. Blessings to all of you. Salute. Appreciate that super chat, Tanya. And if you would like to help us reach our goal for this demonstration of 15 super stickers or super chats, just click on the $ symbol. Latasha says, in reference to Obama from Trump, selective prosecution. Shauna says, what is a DM? I'm new to this. I'm really new to all of this. Just send me a message, Shauna. And for everybody that's new to social media, DM, when y'all hear somebody say DM me, that just means leave a message in our inbox. So just leave me a message on Instagram, Shauna. Salute, Nene. I see you, Nene. Gigi says he's a good businessman, but he has to consider the people in the business, not just his wealthy homies. And I agree with Gigi. I agree with you, Gigi. You know. Tammy says he's a hell of a grifter. I just want him to just focus on the country. Miss B says I don't know what she was on, y'all. I don't know what Miss B was on. Glad whoever that was that deleted Miss B, glad y'all deleted that, because we don't need that. Hey y'all, we can agree to disagree over here. All right. Y'all might hear some things that Shank Rock say, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with y'all disagreeing with me. Just do it respectfully. Just don't be cussing and, just respectfully just say, Shank Rock, I disagree with you, and just state what you disagree with me, because you might be putting me up on some knowledge. But if you do it disrespectfully, then it's going to go out the window. All right. We don't have to be disrespectful when we disagree with each other. Latasha says he has never been focused on the country. Nene says, let's keep it classy in the chat, please, and be respectful. Make sure everybody tune in to Miss Parker's tonight. Miss Parker is going to be having a mock trial in the Nazaria Harris case. Latasha says our vets aren't suckers and losers. Salute Valerie 618. Now, this one thing I could say about our veterans. We for a long time now, we have had issues with taking care of our veterans. Texas Repo, you know better than that. Texas Repo, you an old timer. Come on, Texas Repo, let's keep it respectfully. Tammy says that part, Latasha. Gigi says, oh, I won't miss it, Shank. And guess who the judge is? They got Shank Rock as the judge. I see you, Mel. Salute, Mel. Leisure Lady says, yeah, I can't wait to go to court. Now, for those that are just coming in, I disagree with 30% of Trump. I disagree with how he's moving as far as going after Obama. I'm not saying that what is being said about Obama isn't true, but I just don't think that that's a place that the president should be in, going after former presidents, especially when, if whatever Trump has done, if what Obama has done comes to the light, it didn't need Trump to gaslight it. Gigi says, yes, it's embarrassing how they do our veterans. David says, Trump is doing a great job. Business-wise, I agree. I agree, David. I agree. But it's 30% of some things that I disagree with, David. And I just think he's doing too much. Gigi says, at least you're a fair judge. Yeah, y'all know I'm going to be fair. I'm going to keep it real. Texas Repo, my man, says Trump does the right thing, but you disagree how he does it. No. Salute, public. Salute, brother Nazir. Oh, we got Marshall, brother. All right. True. He doesn't always do or say the right thing. And Texas Repo, you've been around me for a while. So you should already know my get down. You should already know how I feel about Trump. You know when Trump, in my opinion, when Trump does something good, Texas Repo, I'll be the first to give him his flowers. I'll be the first to acknowledge when Trump does something good. But I gotta keep that same energy when I feel he does something wrong. I can't give him his flowers when he do something right, but overlook when he do something wrong. That's part of the problem that this country has. That's a part of the problem that the whole world had, in my opinion. We overlook when our friends do something wrong, and it depends on who it is that the wrong was done to. We overlook things, and we can't do that. I won't overlook when Obama do something wrong. So I ain't going to overlook Trump when he do something wrong. Jacqueline says, it's anything to take the light off of him, which I agree. For all the riffraff he's done, he's just looking for cover. I agree. Texas Repo says, what did he do wrong? Valerie says, right, wrong is wrong. Texas Repo says, enforce the law. Now, I'm talking about the Jeffrey Epstein situation, for those that just pulled up, okay? For the Jeffrey Epstein situation, okay? Now, Trump, which I liked it for him to get the Martin Luther King files open. I give him flowers for that. That goes in the 70%. The files of Malcolm X, the files of JFK, all those go over there with the 70. I give Trump credit for that. But notice Texas Repo and everybody else, when it came time to making the Jeffrey Epstein files public, he didn't want to do that. And we find out why he didn't want those Jeffrey Epstein files to be open, because his name is all in there. Now, they said it came out that there was a birthday letter that Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein. Trump denied that. First, he said it was a non-existent letter. Then he backtracked and says, if it is a letter, somebody forged my signature. But see, Texas Repo and everybody else, see what's coming is because of, by Trump being all over the place, he leaning on too many people. And it's one thing that I learned this in life. You can't lean on everybody. You can't try to fight everybody. You can't push. Somebody gonna knock your ass out. You get where I'm coming from? So with Trump, he's all over the place. That's why I called the demonstration. Things that I don't like about Trump. Right now, he's doing too much. He is. And I wouldn't be a fair person. I wouldn't be me if I didn't call out the bullshit. Gigi says, David, how do I know respectfully? David says, Trump didn't write the letter. Gigi says, he's in the dang file. David, first he said he didn't write the letter. Now he backtracked and said somebody must have forged his name. So if he didn't write the letter, he's going to stand on that. Look, I didn't write the letter, but he backtracked and said somebody must have forged his name. Nene says the issue is Trump tells so many lies and tries to play on words too much. I really don't trust him. Appreciate that, Nene. Gigi says Trump never admits if he's wrong. He's from New York. I like that, Gigi. Shout out to all the funky ass New Yorkers that never admit when they wrong. And that's a big problem, y'all. And this is what I always say. We got to do better. But the first step is accountability. I see you, Miss Minnie. I see you, Dred. You see, once again, as a nation, first, we got to take accountability. If we make a mistake, we got to be woman enough. We got to be man enough to come forward and say, my bad. My bad. I was wrong. If I do something, I got to be able to come forward and say, hey, look, I was wrong. I apologize. None of us are perfect. I don't care who you is. I don't care where you grew up at. I don't care your nationality. I don't care your religion. We all make mistakes. And that's just a part of life. And we're going to continue to make mistakes. We might not make the same mistake more than once, but I guarantee you, you're going to make a mistake. A 78-year-old Christian still makes mistakes. And that Christian go to church every Sunday. Give offerings, all of the above. But that 78-year-old Christian still makes mistakes. That 35-year-old Muslim that makes a lot 5 times a day, make Jumu'ah every Friday. That 35-year-old Muslim gonna make mistakes. Clinton, Bush, Reagan, the father Bush, Biden, Trump, Obama. They're going to make mistakes. That's why, for me, I try my best to balance things out. And I try my best to give the good things that I believe that Trump does and the bad things that Trump does. If y'all been around me, and y'all that been around me since Trump got in office, and a little bit before Trump got in office, I was mainly speaking on the good things that I felt Trump was doing. And I was catching all kind of stuff up here. I had to duck, I had to run, I had to dive on the floor. But now I got to speak on the things that I disagree with Trump. I got to speak on the things that I feel Trump is doing wrong. I'm going to take a few more comments, then we're going to get out of here. Jacqueline says, hey, he never takes accountability for any wrong he does. TT, appreciate you. TT says, so true. None of us is perfect. Leisure Lady says, that's hard for a narcissist. I hope I pronounced it right. Gigi says, that's the truth, Shank. You speaking facts. We all do wrong. That's why there is forgiveness. Julene says, hey, salute Julene. Hey, everyone makes mistakes. No one has not. That's facts. Texas says they even tried to unalive him. And remember, a lot of people were saying that Trump faked that. But I was like, no, I don't think Trump faked those assassination attempts. But TT says, I like the orange man Trump. I like him too, TT. Backtrack my demonstrations. I got the Donald Trump shirt on. In fact, now I'm going to say this to the Trump supporters. In fact, Shank Rock and Miss Parker, we attended a Trump rally. And I caught so much hell. So many people was calling me Uncle Tom's, Oreo cookie, Sambo, coon, sellout. Valerie says, pay attention to healthcare. It's going to be in trouble. Narcissistic. Stephanie says, there is what you call mistakes, and then there's just low down dirty deeds. Latoya threw up a 1. Gigi says, Texas Repo, they have 40 million on him. Gigi says, correct, Stephanie. Now, and I'll say this, Stephanie says, Trump ain't ish in my book. Sorry, not sorry. And listen, y'all, Stephanie was one of the ones. Now, Stephanie is one of my old Rock Squad members. Stephanie been around for some years with me. And Stephanie came for me on every demonstration. I remember Stephanie said, Shank Rock, I'm unsubscribing to your funky ass. Woo! Stephanie used to come for my ass. She used to stay on my head. What you say on one demonstration, Stephanie? Stephanie said, I'm disappointed in you. Woo! Stephanie was disappointed in my funky ass. I let Stephanie down. Appreciate that super chat, Nene. Nene says, if he knew how to deliver a message and articulate what he is trying to say, maybe more people would listen. I agree. I agree. No, you know I ain't going to unsubscribe. I agree with you, Nene. I agree with you. I do. And that's why I say he's doing too much, yo. You got to calm down. You know what I mean? But I appreciate everybody for pulling up for this demonstration. I appreciate Nene, Tanya, Jay, and everybody else that helped with the super stickers and super chat gold. Shay Dotton says, good afternoon, Shank. I see you, Shay Dotton. Make sure everybody pull up on Miss Parker in less than an hour for the Nazaria Harris mock trial. I will be the judge. I will be the judge. And let me tell y'all now, don't y'all bring y'all funky asses in that courtroom dropping them tacos. Don't y'all bring y'all funky asses in my courtroom using my favorite word, funky ass. Because if you do, then I will punish everybody. Stephanie says, what the trial about? Nazaria Harris. We doing a mock trial about Nazaria Harris. I'm the judge. See, look at Drea. Told y'all. See, y'all won't do right. Look at Drea. Drea already. So I was like, Matt, I'm going to tell you what, Drea. I know what I'm going to do. I got y'all funky asses. Now, y'all come in my courtroom and think y'all going to disrupt my courtroom. I know y'all funky asses. Look at this shit. Look, y'all. Salute y'all. Y'all been good. Y'all been good. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Tune back. And yes, I'm back on my political class. That will ray of fucking sunshine. See, y'all just won't do right. But I am back on my political lessons at 5 p.m. Well, I won't do one tomorrow, but Monday through Fridays, 5 p.m. Eastern time, I will be doing politics. All right? Look at LaTanya. Look at LaTanya. See? Look at LaTanya dropping tacos. See LaTanya? Look at LaTanya with my troublemakers. And I gave you a warm welcome, LaTanya. You see that? I'm going to take that warm welcome back from LaTanya's funky ass. And everybody that I gave warm welcomes to, I'm going to take those warm welcomes back. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Remember, y'all, on Miss Parker's platform. It's going to be on Miss Parker's platform. Salute everybody. I'll see y'all in less than an hour. Shit, I forgot how to end the damn live. I ain't been on here in so long. That's not it. Ain't this some shit? I don't even know how to end the live, y'all. Let me check. Let me see.